This is a West African story, Ghana. A man had lots of property, lots of animals, lots of fields, lots of slaves, and he was going to die. Now, in his community, the tradition was that when a man died, he would leave everything not to his own sons, but to his sister's son, his nephew. And the man was worried about this because he feared that his nephew would waste everything that he had worked hard to accumulate. So he called his nephew to him and he said, "Nephew, I have decided to let you inherit one thing from me. You can choose that one thing, but the rest I will give to my head slave who has served me so faithfully all his life." And so the nephew went away thoughtfully and a little bit bitterly. Clearly, my uncle doesn't want me to inherit his things, and so I will refuse to choose anything. The slave can have everything, that's okay. But he thought more and he thought more, and he told his mother too. And his mother said, maybe this is a test of you. And so he went away and thought some more. Then the rich man died, and the assembly gathered to decide the inheritance. And the nephew went to this assembly. The leader of the community said, this man has decided not to give everything to his nephew, rather only one thing. And many people don't like this because our tradition, according to our tradition, the nephew receives everything. But he said, you may receive one thing, so what do you choose? And the nephew said, I have thought a lot about this, and I've decided I will choose the head slave. Wow, clever. So he receives the head slave receives everything else, but obviously he, the nephew, then owns everything. Because the owner of the slave owns everything that the slave owns, and so everything goes to him. Very good. Now, be wise, take care of property, treat your people well, they provide food for you, other practical advice. Then the nephew said, I think I will give the head slave a piece of property and a house on which to live, a small part of his nephew's property now. Do you agree that this is wise, that this is prudent? Everyone agreed that this was an honorable thing to do. The head slave had deserved this. And so, very clever, the best story yet, I think. Clever.
Number 1. A chief names his heirs. Number 1. To whom was the man supposed to give his things to when he died? Number 2. Why didn't the man want to give his things to his nephew? Number 3. What did the man tell his nephew? Number 4. What was the one thing the nephew chose? Number 5. Why did the nephew choose the head slave? Number 6. What did the nephew do for the slave?